Howdy folks, let's talk about atomic weaves. Now, if you've gone through the theory video, you know about the nexus and polarity and orientation, but just a real quick review. The nexus is where the tethers cross in space, and they have to cross in an area where the polarity is the same, meaning they're both moving in the same direction. It'll be away and towards, or towards and away. The video explains it better. And then orientation would be, how is the atom oriented? Is it like this? Is it like this? Is it like this or this? You know, you can orient these atoms in a bunch of different ways. So how it's oriented determines how it looks and kind of how the poi interact with your body. But the theory is all pretty much the same. So from our crosshair atoms that we were messing with earlier, let's bend the bottom one out like this. Look, we have this guy right here. Let's take that and then bend it just a bit. So now, instead of a vertically oriented, horizontally oriented crosshair atom, we have a tilted atom. If we keep bending it, we'll see that we have the other version. So let's look at this, and let's look at weaves through the lens of valley mode, making a V like this, tilted atom. So when I bring my hands together, the nexus is beneath my hands. If I cross them, the nexus is now above my hands. You can kind of do a weave just by changing where the nexus is in its different polarities, right? So this is moving towards me. Now the nexus is moving away from me. I'm bouncing back and forth. I can make my right hand be on the bottom or my left hand be on the bottom, right? So I can kind of use that to make some weaves. You'll notice that my hands aren't doing any two beats or anything like that. I'm just changing the polarity that the nexus is in. So there's just whatever variations you want of that one. And my favorite is from the cross, take the bottom one in forward and swing it through the middle. Take the bottom one, swing it through the middle. The Inswing weave is what I call this one. Just kind of looks like split same from the side. All of these can be done in reverse as well. All the same stuff. So those are the ones I call polarity weaves, right? Now, all that in the crosshair So now, instead of tipping it into a crosshair, let's tip it forward. This vertical versus vertical atom here, we can do all the same stuff. You know, the polarity weaves, the swinging through the middle, all that. So now let's think about our 3-beat weave, how it's kind of crossed arms, hand out and around. The bottom one scoops around and over the top. Bottom one scoops around and over the top. So let's look at through the lens of our valley mode atom here. Okay, bring our hands together, cross them. The bottom hand goes out and around. Bottom hand goes out and around. Our planes are diagonal, so it looks like this. But, you know, so we get this one. Let's tip it out and around. We can kind of do this and out and around with our vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal. Same move, just the orientation of my planes is different. Out and around on both ones, out, around, out, around. So this is your 3-beat weave. Tip it, demonstrate it here, tip it this way, demonstrate it on this side. Oops, I went through the center on that one. So we'll tip it back for the demonstration reasons, and think about it again, like our 3-beat weave. We can add a 5th beat on one side, or we can add that 5th beat on the other side. We can do that with our atomic plane too. Extra beat, extra beat. So that's a 5-beat kind of atomic weave. And just like with your 5 beats, if you wanted to like do these weird crossover holdouts on the 5th, you know, you can even do that with your atomic weave. Do that, oh shit, like this. And on this side too. And like all of this, you can do all of this in reverse. Out and around. Everything. All these. So that's the valley mode basics. One thing we'll look at in valley mode, one further thing we'll look at in valley mode, is when you bring your hands together, you can kind of do these 2 beats. So one underneath, one on the top, one underneath, one on the top. So you can get some interesting patterns here too. Like this, or like this, or alternating both of them. And then all that tipped this way. So you get stuff like that, or on this side, stuff like that. I don't think I demonstrated the 5-beat in the Crosshair, but it's like that. Oh shoot, I'm doing these in reverse too. Ah! Well, that's it for valley mode. In the next video, we'll look at the mountain mode variations and the crosshair that comes from tipping the mountain mode.